Could you talk a little bit more about your routine and how important it is for you to be at your maximum in terms of performance for the day? And what does your routine even look like on a day to day basis?
Yeah, so I mean, routine is everything. I'm such a creature of habit, and I think a lot of entrepreneurs in general are creatures of habit because we just like to streamline stuff, right? It's like the more you can kind of streamline stuff and not be like guessing about things, the more you're going to be consistent in what you're looking for. And as traders, like we want consistency. Like that is the name of the game. That is the goal. So like I wake up pretty much at the same time every single day, roughly about an hour to an hour and a half before market open. Like I wake up at 5:15, and so it's like give or take 15 minutes depending on kind of how slow I am getting out of bed. But wake up pretty much the same time every day. And from there, like I prepare for the market open. And that for me looks like just like turning on my computer, getting to my desk, starting to kind of look through charts for a little bit, and start to kind of fill out the daily report card. So I always have like a pre-market plan area where I'm like, okay, like I've looked through charts, I've kind of set all my levels on the charts, and then from there, I'm kind of writing out my plan. I'm taking my temperature check, I'm getting everything ready. I'll cruise downstairs, maybe make a cup of coffee or some tea or something, grab a banana. I'm on the West Coast, so it's like I'm not going to make a huge full breakfast at 5:30 in the morning. But at least I got a banana, so I get like some fuel in my brain, drink some water, and then I trade. And then after that, I like I said, my hard cutoff every day is 9 a.m. So I finish by 9 a.m. and then I go make like a big ass breakfast downstairs. And then I'm really big on I love reading, and it's funny, I used to hate to read, but I love to read like personal development or like some sort of like trading book, like just daily. And this is actually back to habits. Like I hated reading so much, but I knew it would be good for me, especially as I became like, especially I got into the trading world. I'm like, well, if I want to learn, I need to read. But I was like, but I hate reading. I was like, okay, well, what if I break this down into smaller segments? I was like, what if I just try to read 10 pages a day? And so that's basically a daily habit now that I have ingrained is I just go and read. And I had to like get away from my house, I figured out. So like I go drive. Luckily, I live right by the beach in Orange County. So I drive like by the beach and literally just sit in my car and read. I read 10 pages. And it's like I do that every single day, some sort of book on like personal development or trading, whatever it is. And then usually I'll take a walk. I just think walking is so good. This is like kind of back to like, I don't care if you lift weights or don't, or like it's like everyone I think needs to move to some extent and get some sort of movement. And so like walking is just like one of the best ways to get your mind flowing. There's so many studies that show like walking like activates like more creative pathways and all these things. So I walk every day. And once I finish my walk, I come back. I usually go to train and lift like roughly around like 11 o'clock, come back after that, and like this is where usually I'll start to, depending on the day, I'll have one-on-one clients that I mentor and I coach, and talk about these review processes, all this kind of stuff that we're chatting about. And then after that, I like go into my actual like trading review work itself for me. So like I'll finish up my daily report card, like the after the close reflection part. I'll do my individual trade review and logging, which I didn't really actually get a chance to touch on earlier, but basically, I do like individual trade review where it's like I'm going over every trade I took for the day and writing details and notes like within that and kind of like really breaking down the individual trade itself. And then I also take kind of like, psychological notes on how I was feeling about the trade, all these type of things. And then my last part, I think actually is super, super important, is what's called playbooking the easy money setup of the day. So this is like the final thing I do of like my review for my trading for the day. And I got this from my mentor, Kyle. And basically, it's not reviewing your trade. Sometimes it can be if you took it, but what you're doing is like within your system, within like the process you're trying to build. Like everyone sees this every day where it's like you see something where you're like, oh, that was a good setup. That was really good, but I missed it. Oh, this is a really good, this is clean right here on the chart. I go back and I find that within the system I'm trying to build, and I go, this is the easiest money setup of the day. Let me document and write about it. So basically, I have sections within it that I document and I write about that easy money setup. And it's very similar to kind of how I do trade review, but it's going to be like big picture, like what are we looking at? Like what's the overall big picture of the setup I'm looking for? Then the actual setup itself, I'm describing it. And like I said, it's like since I maybe didn't take that trade, I'm talking about like what it looks like in terms of, like maybe like market gapped under prior day low, and then I'm looking for like a reclaim or like whatever. Like you're being like thorough and like and explaining the setup in detail, and you're writing like these nuances of like, okay, maybe we broke above VWAP. It was right around 7 a.m. Exactly what I look for that reversal time. We got a retest of VWAP. This is my area to establish risk. This offers a great risk reward, targeting, first the high a day and then like farther than that. So playbooking this easy money setup, doing this every day, it's crazy. It's something that has trained my brain to look for that type of setup day in and day out. And so like this exercise that's why I call it the big three, because it's like the daily report card, actually reviewing your own trading, and then playbooking this easy money setup. Doing these three habits every single day, it's like you don't even have to review because like you're just doing this work all the time, and it's starting to like imprint in your subconscious. And and for me, that is really what has changed everything for me as a trader. Because, like I kind of talked about earlier, it's like it's finding these processes that work for you and make the most sense to you. And I noticed habit wise that when I do all three of these things, I'm just dialed. Like it's like I'm in tune with myself as a trader. I'm in tune with what I'm looking for based on my system, my setups, my trading business I'm trying to build. And just these three things, like it's like these are the daily habits which really actually like set you apart and make you understand what you're looking for as a trader. So, so really, like I said, habits are everything, and that's why I'm just huge on it. And those three things have just helped build me as a trader ultimately, and just I love it.